Analyzing the policy direction of the Federal Ministry of Works in the year 2025 and its implication on the renewed hope agenda for economic prosperity. The 2025 fiscal year is no doubt a defining moment in the renewed hope administration's roadmap towards securing peace, prosperity, and greater prospects in our health for a greater future for our country, Nigeria. The 2025 budget named Budget of Restoration, Securing Peace, Prosperity, and Hope for a Greater Future for our nation, which was presented by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, to the National Assembly, was painstakingly and meticulously prepared to stimulate seamless progress in the administration's journey of economic renewal and institutional development.
As a government, we are committed to improving the lives of our people and delivering on our promises to them. The 2024 budget has the potential to boost performance, promote the development of macro, micro, and small and medium-sized enterprises, enhance security and public safety, and improve general living conditions of our people. The 2025 budget that I present to you is one of the restoration. It seeks to consolidate the key policies we have instituted to restructure our economy, boost human capital development, increase the volume of trade and investment, bolster oil and gas production, get our manufacturing sector humming again, and ultimately increase the competitiveness of our great nation and economy. It is with great pleasure, therefore, that I lay before this distinguished joint session of the National Assembly the 2025 budget of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, titled the Restoration Budget, Securing Peace, Building Prosperity.
In furtherance of the aspirations of the renewed hope administration in the work sector for the year 2025, the Federal Ministry of Works, under the watch of His Excellency Senator Engineer Mweze David Umahi CON, Honorable Minister of Works, has formulated a workable blueprint for milestone funding and execution of projects set out in the 2025 budgetary proposal of the Ministry of Works. Parts of the agenda of the Ministry of Works under him is to signpost the renewed hope road infrastructure signature of excellence, quality, speed, and value for money in the road infrastructure development trajectory of the nation. In this 2025 fiscal year, the critical road projects in the 6 geopolitical zones of the nation are expected to receive more appropriation and execution. In achieving the agenda of the Works Ministry, the contractors as well as the Ministry's project engineers are to be intentional in delivering the times and the timeline of the projects, and this must be reflected in their technical capabilities and professional capacities.
And we don't have up to 20 projects that has up to 10 billion in this appropriation. And so I agree with Mr. President that the infrastructure or road sector improvement cannot be done through just mere budgetary provisions. We have to support the President to look for money to know if we really want to improve on this. And so we have to agree whether we need to improve our road infrastructure, and whatever thing you give to us, let us tie it to specific projects and then watch us in 9 months when we exhaust whatever allocation you will give to us. We selected between 9 to 15 projects that are ongoing. Inherited is about 90%, and new projects under Mr. President should be about 10%. So we selected them and we distributed about 524 billion out of 800 billion for capital projects into the 6 political zones. And I can tell you what we did. In Southwest, we gave 95 billion. In Northwest, we gave 90 billion. In the remaining 4 geopolitical zones, we gave 85 billion. If you add it, it will give you 524 billion. We have critical problems in our bridges all over the nation. And we have allocated 129 billion across the entire nation, Nigeria, to take care of the bridges. Some of them are definitely in a very terrible state. The ministry wisely selected two projects in the state, and they gave it, a minor appropriation of 1 billion. We know 1 billion will not do anything, but it's better to bring the project into the budget, because if a project is not in the budget, you cannot go ahead to look for funding for it. And that is for our respect for the National Assembly.
A renewed hope initiative of the stakeholders' engagement and public participation in project management and delivery, constant supervision of projects, interministerial and intergovernmental collaborations, and thinking outside the box for project conceptualization, funding, and execution are among the silent delivery marks, the renewed hope agenda of our dear President in the work sector. Already, Nigerians have started to see from the completed sections of the inherited ongoing road projects and the legacy projects the difference between the renewed hope administration and other administrations. The Nigerian roads are now built with 50 years guarantee, and our roads are now more passable than we had before this administration came on board. This is evident that Mr. President is on the pathway to the evolution of a competitive, prosperous, and sustainable economy through road sector development. The January 2025 events of the Honorable Minister of Works, including the inspection visit to Aba Port Harcourt Expressway and some of the ongoing projects in South-South Zone, including the East-West Road, his interministerial inspection visit with the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation to the Abuja-Kaduna Zaria-Kano Road project in North Central and Northwest zones. The recent 2-day retreat of the Federal Ministry of Works for the highways engineers and managerial staff captioned ensuring delivery of Mr. President's agenda on road infrastructural development. The 2025 budget defense of the Federal Ministry of Works before the Senate and the Federal House of Representatives Committees on Works that held recently speak eloquently of the preparedness and action plan of the Federal Ministry of Works towards achieving the legacy aspirations of the renewed hope administration of Mr. President in the work sector.
We don't compromise our service identity of work. The contractor has been very, very okay for the quality of work, because we emphasize on it and we submit quality, unity, certification, and standards.
Cannot pass April 20th. Tell your chairman, tell your MD.
We are expecting to finish the entire project substantially by the third quarter of this year.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is determined that this major action linking the federal capital down to Kano and to other states towards the north will have this road constructed, and like he has said, like the Permanent Secretary also said, the quality of this road is going to uplift all of us here, hopefully. All of us. So you can see that there is no short change here, there is serious determination.
At this point, we don't have an excuse. No reason why we shouldn't get this road done. We promise Nigerians renewed hope. And one of the ways they can see this hope is by coming out of their houses, coming out of getting on the road and seeing quality projects, in quality road, done in record time, done with quality.
Mr. President is not detribalized. It's a president that sees the project that cuts across the country, no matter whether it's from south or from north. So for those people that have it in mind thinking that we are doing whatever thing we are doing politically, it's not so. We are concerned about the welfare of Nigerians. But let me just say that this project must continue.
We have added 10.6 kilometers at annual access to take the project to Kano International Airport, and we've added another 5 kilometers towards Kogi, and we have also added, in complete, at every point you stand, you will see 4 solar lights, all through the 750 kilometers. And so that is where we are on that section. And let me emphasize that for you to bid for this road, you must show us your vertical concrete paver, because we want the road to last between 50 to 100 years. And so if you have concrete paver and you can do a work like we are witnessing in Calabar, Lagos Coastal Highway or Sokoto. It is my honor and privilege to welcome all the ministry staff present and invited guests, and to also declare open this retreat aimed at enhancing optimum service delivery, efficiency and unity in the delivery of road projects contracts nationwide.
After which we swing into our panel discussions. Please, in the course of the panel discussion, be open, be honest, be straightforward. The purpose is for us to come out better, isn't it? Yes. And I can assure you we shall come out better.
Yes. To say that I'm one of the luckiest people in the cabinet to be appointed as Minister of State under my dear brother Dave Omahi, because of his knowledge, his experience that he has garnered over time. I can beat my chest and say that this is one of the few individuals in the cabinet that we call goal-getters. Our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will surely succeed on his renewed hope agenda, which is to put smile on the faces of Nigerians.
So I propose to Honorable Minister and everybody here that there has to be a synergy between political office holders and those of us who are civil servants or accounting officers. That bidders have to make sure they have certain minimal qualification. We call them minimum eligibility criteria. We will implement categorization of contractors. It's no longer portfolio carrying contractors.
Listen to him speak here, and he has admonished us to do the needful. I know he's a man of his words. I have seen his capacity as I pass through Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. And I'm sure that whatever he has said he would do, he would definitely do.
So in Ministry of Works, nothing is right unless it is right. And we insist that 2 plus 2 must give us 4. And for those who would want 2 plus 2 to give it a 3 or 5, that's where the friction is. And the friction will not go unless 2 plus 2 becomes 4. The controller should give us evaluation of all projects in terms of equipment and personnel. We directed that, and there's something I need to correct in this meeting. No contractor will be given mobilization The law of the parliament says a contractor, the client may, not shall, not will, not should give mobilization. So let us insist and ensure that contractors go to site and they start work. Then you apply for mobilization for the contractor. Is it acceptable to us? Yes. Let me say that there is no rule in the ministry that all projects must be done on concrete. There is nothing like that. So there is no faster rule that it must be concrete, it must be asphalt. It has to depend on what we want to achieve. Fully well, the magic and what we did in the Ebonyi State. The moment we announced the Minister of Work,
the budget and you take to the budget office and it cannot be implemented in one single financial year, then it should be rolled over. So
I want to also job my colleagues and appreciate you for all the good work you're doing.
As the minister of budget, because of the culture of the minister has been given to work with. So a lot of pressure is on him to do all the, we all have questions about constituency. Yet he has to work with one of the so I want that was
we thank very highly Mr. President. I commend him highly for his sleepless nights and selfless services, especially in the road sector infrastructure improvements. The appropriation of a road item cannot effectively complete 20 kilometers of road. So that is no appropriation. And we find out that there are some roads like Abuja Kano, 750 kilometers at a row. You find out that Sokoto to Zamfara, to Katsina, to Kaduna, it's about 350 kilometers by 2, that's 700 kilometers. And so we begin to wonder what kind of appropriation we need to inject into these roads to get it done.
I want to commend you for your presentation. We want to encourage you, you are one of us. And we know your passion. Continue working with the president to raise funds so that our roads can be motivated.
During the preparation of this budget, every state was recognized and catered in the budget. So that is something that some of us who are representatives of the people, we can all go home and tell our people that we are not cheated. So I thank you for that.
The Honorable Minister of Works and Minister of State, on behalf of the committee, we want to thank you for the budget presentation of 2025, and we also want to thank you for the way you have praised our budget performance of 2024.
The 2025 fiscal year shall witness more milestones in project delivery. Completed federal road projects in all the states and geopolitical zones will be lined up for commissioning. There will be more public awareness and engagements. Media partnerships in project awareness campaigns will be increased. Again, this year is a moment for contractors and project engineers who are a clog in the wheel of progress in the Nigerian road project to have a change of heart or be shown the way out.
We are going to strictly monitor work progress. Where there is funding challenges or release of funds, we will note it. But I'm going to deploy the mechanism of liquidated damages. And this is a penalty clause for contractors where there is adequate funding and the payments are not released and they are delaying projects. And we're going to get our ministry staff to work. I've seen a situation here where the minister is on site The ministry staff, they don't have drawings, they don't have bill of quantities, they are not in charge of the project. And so how will the project move? How will the contractors work?
Road infrastructure evolution under the Renewed Hope administration is guaranteed, and the current team of the Federal Minister of Works is equal to the task. To God be the glory. This was signed by Honorable Barrister Oji Uchenna Aji, Special Advisor Media to the Honorable Minister of Works.